Hey everybody, Bob the Teacher here. This is on Delmar Place, and we are Delmar Place.
And I'm Paul Halliday.
And I'm Tom Wachowski.
I'm Mark Fryer.
Mike Sands.
There you go. Now you know the band. Mike plays drums. Mark plays bass. Keyboards are Tom, and the lead vocalist is Paul Halliday, and I play guitar. So we're going to start off here. We got some questions. People want to answer. Paul's going to answer his first one. How did we get together? How did we get together, Paul? Do you remember?
Let me think for a second. It all goes back before COVID. We were at a clam bake for our company, and your girlfriend and you were there as guests, and we had other employees there, and it just so happened that another employee knew of the fact that I was a singer. And then he was saying, you know, Paul's a singer. And Jackie says, well, Bob plays guitar. And then Kenny says, well, I can play congas. And then Kenny says, well, hey, we ought to go to Louie's and do an open mic. And I said, yeah, not tonight. I said, when this clam bake's over, I'm going home and going grocery shopping. But if you guys want to get together, and then Bob says, well, I got a studio. We can all go practice at our studio. And I said, well, that's great. We'll get together. We'll practice a few songs.
That's what I said.
And then we will, go out and do an open mic. And that's about, that's the history of it.
Yeah, that's about what happened. That was Kenny. Yeah, Kenny was actually the one who said, we should get together and play some songs. And then he came down for what, 2 practices?
2 practices, and his congas fell apart, and he never came back.
Remember the duct tape on his fingers?
Yeah, he had his whole hands duct taped. You were here for that, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The great conga disaster.
We've actually been through a few. The group pretty much has been pretty solid since 2019,
Thereabouts.
somewhere around there. We've been through a few bass players, and we've nothing bad better happened to you.
Well, it's been 3 years,
We've
so.
been through a few
Yeah.
bass players, but we got my favorite right here.
There you go.
Ah, it's
Just
nice
wanted
to
say
hear.
that.
So, but we have had some people I would like to mention, like David Flansburgh. He had some medical problems. We had the little guy,
Sammy?
Sammy Deal.
Sammy Deal. He just died and left us, so I wanted to mention, these people. We had
John Serial.
John Serial played with us for a little while, and we also had what's his name?
Ed.
Ed. Well, no, the big guy. Jack
Oh,
Allen.
Jack
Allen. Yeah.
Jack Allen.
Yep.
And unfortunately, he had his wife had some problems, so we had to let him go and do what he was doing, and we wish him all well. Anyways, but we got Mark now, so that's all great.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
That's it. So that's it. So how did we decide to
do an
start
album?
writing an album?
Well,
I mean, everybody was there for that, right?
I can put
everybody here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can put a little into that. We did a whole bunch of covers. We were doing 12 covers, and then you started introducing a song here and a song there from a guy that you knew wrote a song. And
Oh,
then
wait.
you wrote a song.
Wait,
And then
I
I
know.
wrote a song, and then now we had 3 originals, and then we decided to start writing.
Hang
more
on.
originals.
I know what happened, and you guys can remember. Paul was coming in and he was telling us these stories, wasn't he? Didn't he? He was
Yeah.
coming in. He was telling us these stories, right?
I said, yeah. What I did was I said, if I write a song, it's usually about something that's happened in my life, and I
That's
written a kind
that's
of a
not
a
what he
bluesy
was
song.
doing. He was telling us about some parking lights and
well.
and being and something about a stop sign.
Oh yeah. Well, no, yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's
Am I
whiskey.
wrong?
That's
Do
whiskey.
you remember that
That's-
story?
That's
Yes, I
whiskey
do.
women.
And then I came back and I wrote Bad Boy.
Yeah, there
I
you
said-
go. And
'cause
whiskey
it was-
women
yeah.
blues.
And,
Okay.
Well, yeah, Actually, Whiskey Women Blues started. I had one verse in Whiskey Woman, blah blah blah, and originally we were all gonna write. Remember, we were all gonna write a verse.
Yeah.
At least that's what I was
Yes.
trying to get.
Yeah.
Everybody write a verse that was their life, and we would have interjected that into it. But it turned out great with the way it is. So
I like it.
I like it.
Me too.
I like it. Actually, I think Whiskey Woman right now on Radio Nation is number 2 on the blues chart regionally, by the way, guys.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's not too
Yeah.
bad.
Not too shabby.
Number 2 on the blues, no.
Yeah.
And we won't have any more problems with Whiskey Women because they can take an Uber now.
There you go. Right. And you can't stop at the stop sign and do those
Oh, my
kind of
God.
things at the stop sign.
Right.
Oh wow. Well, how long did it take us to write the album? Does anybody really have any year?
A
Think it
little
took?
less than a year, I would
You
think.
think so?
Yeah.
Can't really recall, to be honest with you. It seemed like COVID really knocked us
Yeah,
off
COVID
keel.
We didn't even
Well,
start
I'm
writing
post-COVID,
music. We
so-
didn't start doing the album
Huh?
and all
I'm
those.
post-COVID.
Yeah, yeah,
We didn't start doing the album and writing songs for the album until well after COVID.
yeah. Oh, because we did that Pam's
Because-
Jam.
Because I know
Yeah.
that I was
Yeah.
living where I was living. We were at the time we already had about 4 songs, and then I moved, and now where I'm now, I've been there for almost 2.5 years. So that gives you an idea how long
Right.
Reference frame.
Yeah. It was about it was a little over a year writing everything. I think so.
to get
A
all
little over. I mean, the songs actually came to us pretty easy. You know, we came in, we had an idea, and musically we came right together. We tussled about the words a little bit here and there. We also had a couple words that we got from a couple friends of ours, and I'll mention his name, Mike Powell. And I arranged those and got those all set. And of course, with Tom's help, we got the arrangement really good. And everybody, Mike and Mark, had their input. So everybody actually had a lot of input into the music.
I would like to add something real quick to that. Even the producer, about a month before we recorded the album, he was actually helping and changing and
Yes.
adding to the music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he made a couple changes.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He did.
Well,
Um,
what was he gave us ideas.
Right.
You know, you could do this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Then we made it our own.
Yes. Yeah. Well, one song he really changed the whole structure.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
Mercury Girl.
No.
No.
Where we were.
Where
Where
we
we
were.
were.
Where we were, but also Mercury Girl. He changed the.
Oh yeah, because originally that was Dirty
Mischievous
Girl.
It was,
And then it was
Mischievous.
Mischievous Girl.
And then he went to Mercurious. And
No.
then he, yes,
Yeah,
he
it was
did.
Mercurious.
Yeah, maybe.
And then,
Yeah.
then he goes, well, why don't you say Mercury? Because he's a brainiac type of guy, and he says, well, Mercury and Mercurius means the same thing. It's a derivation. We go, okay, let's do Mercury. It's easy.
We should have stuck with derivation.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
So
probably.
most of that conversation went on in one night too at the rehearsal. Remember, he was
Yeah.
talking. Well, it could be Mercury. You could do this. You could do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then we looked up Mercury Girl, and the definition it fit. So we went with it anyways.
Yeah.
Mark Doyle produced the album, which was I thought a really
Yeah,
good.
he did a good job.
You know?
Yes, he did.
Yes,
Um,
he did. Easy to work with.
Yeah.
And Jocko Randall was our recording engineer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Capture
Jocko was
Studios.
incredible.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
was incredible.
Yep, they all did a great job for us, and
Yeah.
the album came out great. Our album, Delmar Place, it is on vinyl, and it's also on USB, and it's also on CD, and you can stream it on Tidal, Apple, on Spotify. It's also on 5 or 6 different internet radio stations.
YouTube or no?
It is on YouTube. Our videos are on YouTube. I just started actually uploading them to, if you search the Delmar Place Band, you should be able to find them on YouTube.
Those are live. That's all live? Yeah.
There's some live, yeah.
Some live in.
So I have a
Yeah.
question. Mark, what's your favorite song?
My favorite song is Where We Were. Mark Doyle did help us with that, It's just a song that I think is the sleeper hit of the album. I just love the song. I love the guitar work. I love the vocals.
Yep.
Everything about it is
Get
just
a lot of great compliments on
Yeah.
that
yeah.
song.
It's just
Yeah.
a wonderful song. So that's my favorite.
Especially from the partiers.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that. I got
Yeah.
some friends that, they like to go home and smoke it up and stuff, and they love
Mellow.
this. They
Well,
love
we
that
like
song.
It's a mellow. It's a mellow song.
Yeah, they love that song.
My favorite song actually wasn't even, the words weren't written by us. It was written by Mike Powell. And Tom sings it, and there's actually no lead guitar in it, which I don't know how we'd manage that. But
I thought we were trying to put it in
You know?
in the beginning.
maybe we might have been trying to put it in,
Somehow
but
we
it
got
worked. It worked without it, and if something works, you got to leave it alone and not try to force it. And that's your song. You sing that.
Yeah,
So.
that's a great song.
Yeah,
That
it's a
song's
great
called
song.
The Night.
Yep.
The Night, yes.
Yeah.
The
that's-
Night.
It's one of my favorites on there
Yeah.
for sure.
That's a great song.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
So, actually, every song on the
I was
album.
going to say, we can sit up here and pat ourselves on the back, but I'm going by what people tell me.
I am too, yeah.
I've handed
Yeah.
out a bunch of copies, the CDs and stuff. And
Well-
I get a lot of compliments.
Yeah, a lot of my friends love Bad Boy. They just think it's a great tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Bad Boy actually got one of the biggest reviews out of the whole album, believe it or not, and it's really a great one. Actually, we got 2 reviews on it, and both of them were super. So, Mike
lot
was
of work.
always a little worried about the opening
Yeah,
of
it's
the
a lot of
song.
work putting that together.
It was a lot of work putting that together. It was. You're absolutely right. But we did it.
Yeah, no, it came out. Yeah, it's there.
And
You can go see it. You
Yep.
can go listen to it.
And we're gonna be doing some live shows. We're not gonna be doing any of the smaller bars. We already did some of that and some open mics just to get out there and play a little bit. But right now we're working on a little mini tour. Got to be at least 500 seaters, minimum 10 to 12 foot ceiling height, so we can have our light show set up along with whatever they have. So we're working on it. I've got our name out there for a few things. We're also the album and a couple of the songs are in different contests globally and internationally and in America. So we'll see how that works out for us. Anybody else got anything to say? I think did we cover all the
I
questions?
think we
I think
covered
so.
everything.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah. So
We hope you take the time to check it out.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, we love y'all. So when we
Thanks
do
for
get a
your
chance to
support.
see
Thanks
us,
for your support.
when you do get a chance to see us, you gotta come out because we don't allow anybody to come to practice. So-
Not
so-
even us.
No,
Why
we
we're
don't-
rambling.
Yeah,
That's why we're rambling.
yeah. But we hope to see y'all out soon. We're Delmar Place. I'm Bob Letitia, and this is on Delmar Place. Thanks for listening.
Bye.